Hi, this is Push Lee here, and welcome back to another video. Today is not an unboxing review, but it is a guide. The first one I've done, I think. But this is going to be detailing every single model of the sonic screwdriver, where the original one is, and where to find it. And I will also be putting their first story and their last story as well. And for prop collectors, this is a good way that you can complete your collection, because I will give you advice on where to find the best replicas. Anyway, let's get started with the Mark 1. The Mark 1 made its first appearance in Fury from the Deep, and it made its final appearance in the War Games. The original one, I don't know where it is, but then again, it's just a pen light. And for replicas, you can just buy pen lights, silver pen lights with a switch at the top from Amazon and eBay and such shops. And I know that there's a switch at the top because in the War Games, the Doctor was fizzling with the top in order to turn it on. So therefore, the switch must be at the top, as with mine. In fact, we never see the top, so this is good enough for me. This is my own replica. Of course, it doesn't work, but it does still have batteries in it, just so it can, well, work. It's still hefty. Anyway, moving on. The third Doctor sonic screwdriver. This is the Mark II, actually. It was first used in the Sea Devils, and its final use was in Carnival of Monsters. The original is in the Doctor Who Experience, as seen here. You see the cursor in the middle? Because, well, that is the sonic screwdriver as seen in the Doctor Who Experience. It's the original as well. It says there, though it's a bit hard to see. Replica-wise, at least two versions have been made by Character Options. One has been labelled as the V2, although it is actually the most accurate, and there was never a V2, there was only a V1. But, yeah, and this picture here is by Deviant Art, and it's just a photograph which I grabbed off the internet, and it's made by RB Replicas. And RB Replicas are actually quite good, but they are very rare. Their website is shut down, I believe. Or, well, it's kind of shut down. They're waiting to restore it, but as far as I know, they're not selling sonic screwdrivers anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But they're made from aluminium and so forth. Anyway, one inaccuracy which I can point out with this is here, there should be a curve as seen here on the original. In fact, it's also seen on the Character Options toys. This is my version. It just uses the 11th Doctor sound chip, but yeah, that is that. And and as far as I can tell, that's the only nitpick I have with the RB Replicas one, but that should. But according to the picture, the halo here at the top, that is a maroonish colour, which is accurate to this screwdriver, and of course the screwdriver as well. There you go. I know the light isn't great, but it's fine. You can see the sonic screwdrivers anyway. Anyway, moving on to the Mark III. Yeah, and this was first used in Frontier in Space, and then later destroyed by a terrible gun in the Visitation. And the original is, of course, in the Doctor Who Experience here in Cardiff, and there are kind of two versions of it. One is the Fourth Doctor's one, and one is the Fifth Doctor's one. The Fourth Doctor's one was well, just plain silver with a maroon halo and a black emitter. And the Fifth Doctor's one is more or less the same, but with a red emitter and halo, and a white bit across the collar. Now, character options have been fairly accurate with the Fifth Doctor's one. However, the Fourth Doctor's one is slightly inaccurate because it has the red halo here, and of course it has the same sound chip as the Third Doctor sonic screwdriver, which is the Fourth Doctor's, well, 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver chip. Anyway, moving on to more high-end replicas, we have the RB Replicas one, which is of course by Deviant Art here again. And that does have sounds with this, I think. However, this one here, the big one, there's only 800 of these, and it comes in a little case, and I've seen a few reviews on YouTube, but not many. And that doesn't come with sounds, and that's a bit of a disappointment for me. But I suppose it's the most accurate prop replica you can find of this screwdriver. But if you want to have a really good sonic, if you want to have a really good sonic screwdriver replica, look no further than the Mark IV with RB replicas. And again, I've said that RB replicas aren't that good with productivity, as it were, because they've stopped working. But that's the best one out of all the ones I have found. It doesn't come with sounds, which is, well, actually true of all of them. The sounds was added in post-production, but I like to have proper replicas with sounds. Anyway, that extends, in contrast to this one, which doesn't. So this is the character options one, and I think there's only been one version of made. It's just been reissued several times. But yeah, this one was used from the movie to the Night of the Doctor, and the original is here, the Doctor Who experience in Cardiff. And that's basically all I can say about this one. And yeah, it was also used by Sylvester McCoy. But now we move on to the new series, the War Doctor sonic screwdriver. This doesn't have a mark, by the way, because the marking system was devised before this sonic screwdriver came into use, so I do apologise. But it's just known as the War Doctor's sonic screwdriver. And to make this, Nick Rubbertoe, the prop maker, basically took a Fourth Doctor sonic screwdriver from character options, put a little fez thing on the end, and put a light at the top. And when character options were releasing the toy, they basically did the same. Just mass produced it. Of course, it comes with light and sounds. 2 classic sonic screwdriver sound effects and 2 new ones. In fact, it only emits a standard buzzing, which is inaccurate to both of these in the Day of the Doctor. But anyway, if you want a more professional looking one, then I go with the RB Replicas one. Sorry, I can't speak today. And that one is okay. It's made from aluminium, and it doesn't have any of the legal stuff which you get on here. It is a bit hard to see, but it is there. And yeah, that's been removed. However, I don't think it comes with any paint on it. I think you have to paint them on yourself. And also, it doesn't come with light and sound effects. I will put a review to this video in the description. It's by Saxon07. I am a big fan of his, and he does wonderful reviews, so go and check him out. I will put a video to that in the description. Anyway, next is one of the most elusive. Oh, sorry. sorry, it's just a picture of a clock. It carries on appearing. Anyway, now we move on to one of the most elusive sonic screwdriver replicas, or sonic screwdrivers actually. It is, of course, the Mark V, seen here in Boomtown, as wielded by Christopher Eccleston. Anyway, this one is a bit old because, the sonic screwdriver here, Mark V, the original has gone missing. Of course, it was used from Rose to Smith & Jones. Anyway, it's gone missing for some reason. Nobody knows where it's gone. But, and yeah, it's just vanished off the face of the earth, as far as I'm concerned. Somebody might have picked it up. If you have picked it up, please say, because I'll be very interested. I won't find out where you live, don't worry. But this is it. This is the sonic screwdriver from Character. This is the most common replica. This has been done more times than I care to say, and it's actually been rebranded several times, even when the Mark VI was in use on the screen. And the difference between this and the Mark VI are two things. One, the helix design in the middle is copper and black rather than yellow, and also the switch here is more like one of these switches here, the slider, rather than the sort of flat one like the Mark VI. Anyway, high-end prop replicas, I would recommend CT or the Celestial Toystore. They had 3 in stock. The first one is the Aztec one, which has a switch at the top, and you can just press it, and then you have to extend the emitter out manually, which they've actually stopped selling. It's disappeared from their website. But as an alternative, you can buy one of these. This one's standard, and this one's the deluxe version, and they're both really accurate to the show. And if I were you, I'd go with the top one, which is the deluxe version. It is fantastic. Anyway, moving on to the next one, which is the 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver, or the Mark VI. Sorry about that. Anyway, the Mark VI. The only difference between this and the Mark VI, as I've said before, and the Mark V, sorry, as I said before, is the button is actually quite flat on the slider, and also the helix in the middle is yellow. So, yeah. Anyway, it was used from Gridlock until the 11th hour, and there have been several versions of this made, several replicas at least. But first of all, I want to talk about the original. It is in the possession of David Tennant, and David Tennant was, of course, the 10th Doctor, and he kept it as a souvenir of his time on the show, so that's safe with David Tennant. But if you want to have replicas, then CEO Character Options have done one, just one though. I'm a bit surprised, and it's this one, and I can only tell that this is the Mark VI because of the yellow helix. They might disagree, but that's what I think it is. That was released to coincide with the Day of the Doctor. Speaking of the Day of the Doctor, is this one. This one is Millennium FX. Sorry, couldn't remember the name. Anyway, Millennium FX's sonic screwdriver is in very, very high demand. You see them cropping up on eBay occasionally, but not that occasionally. And they go for £800 a piece or £700 a piece, which is actually alright considering some other replicas which you'll see further on in the video. But that is extraordinary. I've never come across any sonic screwdriver as expensive, so compared to size. Anyway, other prop replicas, we have the One's Company version, which is the one I have here. It's a 1:1 scale replica of it. You see it's being scanned here. Of course, it comes with lights and sounds. There is noticeable delay between the sounds and you pressing the button, but yeah, it is rechargeable and it actually works like a universal remote. Anyway, moving on to other prop replicas, we have Celestial Toystore again, and they have made quite a few. You've got the Series 1 and 4 Standard Edition, the Deluxe version of that one, which is the Series 3 and 4 Deluxe Edition. This one's the Series 3 to 5 Ultimate Edition, which I think is one of their best sellers. And that one at the top is the 11th hour model. So, yeah, there's quite a large quantity of 10th Doctor sonic screwdrivers there. If you want to check them out, that's fine by me. The website is www.celestialtoystore.com. And, yeah, they also do another replica, which you will see in a minute or so. And now we move on to the... Sorry, I'm just having this very, very, very small rest. Anyway, we have the 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver, and as a standard model, this has been reproduced so many times. Like I mentioned, of course, you've got the CEO version at the top, the original in the Doctor Who experience. There's also the QMX version at the top there. And the Rubbertoe Replicas one down here. You've got the standard version of it here as a universal remote, and then you've got the Deluxe Edition, which is gold and silver plated, and it has a wicked box. I mean, really, it has the embossed picture of the sonic screwdriver on it. It's just like the 10th ones. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then, finally, by the way, side note, with this one, there are only 3 left, and they're about £700 each, so, and at the time of the recording of this video, there were 3 left, so please order soon if you want one. But as an alternative, you've got these two. These two have recently, very, very recently been announced by Rubbertoe Replicas, and the one on the left is a Mark 1, and the one on the left is a Mark 2, or the Redwoods. Now, this one is made from aluminium, of course, real leather, acrylic, and so forth. Got blue lens, and that looks really good. It's about £500, or just over £500 normally. And then this one is more or less is actually weirdly slightly more expensive because it has woods on it. I can't remember which woods. And it also has brass, and it has a red emitter. Again, acrylic and whatever make up the handle. But it is a fantastic piece, and yeah, only recently been announced. They have 24 so far, I believe. And I think they're also making more, but I just thought I'd like to point that out to you because it's unusual. Anyway, moving on to the subcategories of this theme, we've got Mark 7, which made its first appearance in the 11th hour, and its final appearance in A Christmas Carol. Now, because I detailed the character options versions, well, further back in the video, that I won't go into detail about those, but for proper replicas of this Sonic, you've got 2 of them. You've got the Celestial Toystore one. The only thing that makes this the Mark 7 is because the little button on the ends, and only the Mark 7 had that. It served no purpose, so they got rid of it. Sorry. But one which is definitely the Mark 7 is this one here, the Shark-Eaten Sonic. It's about £250, and it's alright. what they've basically done is that they've taken some spare sonic screwdrivers, which they had. I showed you it in the previous slide. They've got some spare parts from that. They've dittied it up, and they've basically taken an axe to it. Which is a bit of a bizarre thing to do, but it's fine. And of course, if it gets batters, just adds to the character. Yeah, anyway. Also, side note, the Mark 8, which I didn't detail there, was used from The Impossible Astronauts until The Almost People, and there is no definite proper replica of it because it's so vague. Anyway, the Mark 9, which is this one, you can just see it there in the TARDIS, on the TARDIS set. In fact, I'll move the camera for this bit. Just zoom in. There you go. Anyway, that is the Mark 9 as seen in the TARDIS. Then down below is the original, or one of the originals, in the Doctor Who experience in Cardiff, and that is it, used in The Magician's Apprentice. It made its first appearance in The Almost People and last appearance in The Magician's Apprentice, and that's the one which was given to Davros. Ooh, yes. That's it. Anyway, or at least it's a broken up version of it. But it has the grub screw and whatever. Anyway, moving on to proper replicas. The one which I have personally is the Wands Company version. This is labelled as the 12th Doctor sonic screwdriver, but it's the same, but it should be the same as the 11th Doctor one. In fact, more so, because only the 11th Doctor used this, and of course the 12th Doctor now uses his new one. But again, same basic stuff, and this is definitely the Mark 9.
Please enter unlock code.
Several facts. One, it's labelled as the 12th Doctor sonic screwdriver, and also the handle has gone yellow, like ivory, even though it's actually plastic. But and this does actually happen with time to replicas of this screwdriver for authenticity, and because this is yellowed more, this means that this has been used more, and it's also screen accurate. So there you go. Rambled on enough. Anyway, moving on to the final Doctor sonic screwdriver in this video, the Mark 10. Now, this was first seen in Hellbent and is still being used, so therefore the original is with the production team filming Series 10. This is the first glimpse, well, the first proper glimpse we have of it activated in Hellbent by the Doctor, which is really cool. But there are also two replicas which you can get on the market. The first one is the character options version, which is the one I have here. Oh. Again, it's alright, it's plastic, but it's quite accurate, I have to say. But if you want a more high-end replica, then go with the Rubbertoe version. It is 100. I made a mistake. It's £750 a piece, and that is really expensive. And I was going to buy one because I wasn't expecting it to be as expensive as the 11th Doctor one, but no, dear, it is. It is a lot more expensive. So yeah, but this can remain active while the character options one has got a spring release, so it can't stay down like the actual prop. Anyway, moving on to, well, not quite sonic screwdrivers, but other screwdrivers used in Doctor Who. The Master's laser screwdriver. Now, this was used from The Sound of the Drums to The Last of the Time Lords. Just one story. But the original, this is a picture of the original here. I don't know where that is. I assume it's in with Nick Rubbertoe somewhere in on the outskirts of Cardiff. But there's also the toy version, which is the most affordable one, and also it's fantastic. I'll just bring it up. In fact, I like the spring sound. Hang on. You just hear it ringing slightly. And that is basically what it sounds like in the show. It's also... But anyway, it has 2 sound effects, which is the killing and the aging sound effects in order. So, yeah, the only downside to this is that it only works when in activated mode. So, yeah, you have to press the button in order to extend it before pressing it again to operate the sound effects. Anyway, yeah, moving on. This is quite an interesting one actually. This is River Song's Feature Sonic Screwdriver. Now, the ultimate toy to get is this one here, which is the one I have, and it's actually bigger than the original prop, which is a fist character. But it says 2 settings. This is the blue setting. And then if you remove the neural relay, if I can, with one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other. Couldn't find it. There you go. Yeah, it's just dropped down back here. Yeah, it's dropped somewhere. I'll find it later, but it has the neural relay here. Press the button to activate the red setting, which was actually seen very briefly during Forest of the Dead. Anyway, activate it again, got the blue setting, and then if you press and hold this button, you've got the neural relay proper, which just flickers. It stays on for a few seconds. Then, of course, at the end, you're going to replace the panel and just put it back to normal. In fact, where is the panel? Well, I found this. There you go. Anyway, for prop replicas, I would definitely recommend that one. However, the one which everyone wants to get is the QMX one, and the original is actually embodied in this one. So yeah, it was taken apart, I'm afraid, and it's been scattered across all 4 corners of the earth. If you want to get this one, it is really good. However, it says here number 1 of 15. Only 15 of these are in the world, which I think is a shame. I'll put a link to the review of that one in the description again. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please put them down in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much for watching, and well, have a great evening or day or whatever. Cheerio.